Focus Features and Blumhouse present Obsession.
When I have a crush on a guy, no one knows.
Be careful
I wish Nikki loved me more than anyone in the entire world.
who you wish for. Obsession is 96% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes.
I love you so much.
It's blood-soaked nightmare fuel.
What kind of spells you put on her?
You have been warned. Obsession. Rated R. Under 17. Animated without parent. Only in theaters May 15th. With special engagements in Dolby.
I'm Jessica, and this is Daebak K-Rambles, where a couple of friends review Korean dramas. And we got a doozy for y'all today, okay? Me and my guests are going to be reviewing That Winter the Wind Blows. For this episode, I am joined by my good friend Nas from the Swoon Diaries Podcast. Nas, how are you?
I'm doing so good. I'm so happy to be back. It's been a very long time. It's been too long. So I'm very happy to be back to review the show with you.
Oh, it has been too long. I love having you on. The last time you were on was for Train to Busan. That was last year for spooky season. And then before that, you were on for Autumn in My Heart, which is another Song Hye-kyo show, a classic K-drama from the year 2000. So
Yes.
only a 25-year-old show. But we got another... I have crazy eyes. Like, I don't even know how to describe this show. It's absolutely bonkers. But we're gonna talk about it. Before we do, I just want to do a quick K catch up with you. What have you been up to? What are you currently watching?
Yeah, so the last few months, I haven't really been able to watch a ton. So literally this past week or so, I've just been watching this show, That Winter the Wind Blows.
Yeah.
But I have checked out The Winning Try, which is a new drama that came out maybe like 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. And I'm liking it so far. I'm still on episode 1, but that's what I plan on committing to. And I am looking forward to a few of the September dramas that are coming, like the new Kim Go-eun drama that's coming. I'm really looking forward to that one. So I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah. Absolutely. And for those who don't know, there was big news that was on the Swoon Diaries podcast.
Yes.
So you are back up to not just having a co-host, you have 2 co-hosts now. So I cannot wait for your new season to roll back around and have all 3 of you. Cannot wait.
Yes, no, I'm super excited. I'm just we've been constantly talking and planning, and I'm really excited. And Ori and Keela are just the best. So I'm very excited for the new season and all the laughs and all the fun and all the shows we're going to do. So yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for being excited.
I'm excited. Anyway, we're going to talk about a 2013 K-drama, That Winter the Wind Blows. But before we do, if this is your first time listening, go ahead and subscribe on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and many more. And if you like us, please give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. That goes such a long way. Come and check us out on social media to stay up to date on our latest episodes and reviews. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at Daebak Pod, DAEBAKPOD. And lastly, if you're a fan, please consider becoming a patron. It's a great way for you to get involved and show your support. You can check out the page on patreon.com/DaebakPod. And shout out to our patrons: Curtis, CD, Alana, Lorna, Sammy, Julia number 1, Caitlin, Tenmei, Marta, Delphia, Maria, Sarah, Pam, Julia number 2, Nadir, Primal Toaster, and Laura. Thank you guys for being patrons. Okay, That Winter the Wind Blows. So I was having a full-on crash out before we got started recording because full disclosure, 9 times out of 10, I watch the show or rewatch the show to review the show for the podcast. And in this case, I rewatched 6 episodes of That Winter the Wind Blows and then had a full week of things that got in the way of watching the show. Like, my birthday was this week, so I was out and about. I had
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. That's so sweet. But yeah, I had a lot of things going on this week and I just couldn't watch. Plus another recording. So it was just my after school hours basically were all booked up and I couldn't rewatch. So what I did was I went on Drama Beans and read the recaps because this is a rewatch. So I feel comfortable doing this. And I have to say, what the actual fuck? Like, this show, I forgot a lot of it. And also in rereading and looking at some of the screen caps, I was like, oh, damn, that's right. Like, this shit went down and it was absolutely nuts. And so I was reading the last of the final episode with you before we got recording. And again, I was crashing out. I was like, oh my God. And so,
what is this?
What is this? We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to talk about it. But we have to introduce people to the concept of That Winter the Wind Blows in this non-spoiler section. So here we go. I'm going to start us off with the MDL synopsis. Abandoned by his mother as a child and raised by the Park family, Oh-soo is a notorious gambler in the neighborhood of Cheongdam. After the death of his first love, he is left heartbroken and cold, not caring about anybody else. Soo is then thrown into prison following the unexpected death of his friend who shares his name. Okay. A year later, Soo... It's like not... It's one of the worst summaries of a drama.
So bad.
A year later, Soo meets lawyer Jang Sung, who came looking for the deceased Oh-soo, the heir of PL Group. When he is given 3 months to pay or die, Soo uses this opportunity to con the last remaining heir of the PL Group, Oh Young, to pay his debt while pretending to be the deceased brother who was separated from his sister after their parents' divorce. Soo starts falling in love with the blind Oh Young. Okay. So this is a horribly told story, but basically Oh-soo is a notorious gambler from Cheongdam-dong, that neighborhood in Gangnam. And he is heartbroken and cold, not caring for anybody else. He gets framed for embezzling money from another gangster and gets thrown into prison. On the day that he gets caught by police, his friend, who bears the same name as him, another Oh-soo, dies. So that Oh-soo that died ends up being the actual chaebol heir of PL Group.
Yep.
And PL Group actually, it really doesn't matter, but like the heir that they have now is the blind Oh Young.
Yes.
Oh-soo and Oh Young are brother and sister separated. Mm-hmm. The guy that died. And Oh-soo, when he gets out of prison, is like, I'm gonna con the blind heiress Oh Young to pay off this debt that I still have.
Yep.
Okay. I hope that helps clear that up, because this is honestly, they should be prosecuted for this MDL synopsis.
No, but actually, it's really bad.
It's really bad. Like one really of the worst ones. Yeah. And I thought the Asian Wiki synopsis was pretty bad too. I was skimming that one. I was like, this is horrible. Anyway, this series is actually based on the 2002 Japanese drama series Forget Love, and was previously adapted into the 2006 Korean film Love Me Not. So, popular story.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. This aired from February to April 2013. And I will give you, as I do with most pre-2015 K-dramas, a little bit of what's going on in the release year. 2013 was the year of the Boston Marathon bombing. Lance Armstrong admits to doping in all 7 of his Tour de France victories. House of Cards, the Netflix show, was released. That starred, obviously, Kevin Spacey and Robin Wright. Jennifer Lawrence won her Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook this year.
Wow, that was in 2013. That's crazy.
Yes. Justin Timberlake released his 3rd studio album, The 2020 Experience. I love this album.
So good.
It's like you're my mirror. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. That's a 10 out of 10 album.
So good.
Or 20 out of 20. Anyway, My Chemical Romance broke up in 2013. Ariana Grande's first single, The Way, is released.
Wow.
Yes. A couple of movies that were the highest grossing movies in 2013. The Hunger Games: Catching Fire.
Yes. That's my favorite.
I know. That's the best one. Number 1 movie of the year. Iron Man 3.
Wow.
Frozen. The first Frozen. Man of Steel. Gravity. How about this? Fast and Furious 6.
And they're still going.
They're still going. now on like what, 9, 10?
Right.
So yeah, that's a little year in review for 2013. This show, That Winter the Wind Blows, is 16 episodes long, and it's directed by Kim Kyu-tae. We have covered extensively a lot of Kim Kyu-tae dramas on the Daebak feed. We've covered The Trunk, Our Blues, Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Rio, It's Alright, This Is Love, and now this is another drama of Kim Kyu-tae that we're adding to the mix. But he did end up winning a Best Director Paeksang Award for his work on That Winter the Wind Blows.
Wait, stop.
I kid you.
Wait, I'm not trying to be... wait, what?
He won Best Director at the Paeksang Awards, at the 49th Paeksang Awards for That Winter the Wind Blows.
Wow. Okay. Great.
Let that sink in. Let that sink in. This show was written by No Hee-kyung, and she has been a K-drama screenwriter since the 90s, okay? She's like the old guard. She is still writing shows to this day. She's worked with this director many times. Our Blues, she's written. It's Alright, This Is Love. 10 out of 10 show. I love that show. And Padam Padam, Worlds Within, Dear My Friends, Live, all of these are collaborations with the director Kim Kyu-tae. She won a Paeksang not for That Winter the Wind Blows, but for Dear My Friends from 2016.
Yeah, I've heard that drama is really, really good.
Yeah, I'd like to like.
So it seems like this duo, they like Jo In-sung, they like Kim Bum,
they like Song Hye-kyo.
Yes. And it's interesting because like I was like, I just don't know how you go from like writing this to like Our Blues, which I think is one of like the best dramas ever.
They're talented.
Yes, very talented.
Both of them. So this show is
I'm puzzled. I'm
it's
perplexed.
a little bit baffling. But anyway, Cho In-sung plays Oh-soo, the male lead. He's been in Moving most recently. We already talked about It's Alright, This Is Love. I love him as an actor, and I love his presence in shows and stuff like that. But talk to me about your experience with Cho In-sung and him in this show in particular.
Okay, so this is my first Cho In-sung show.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I've seen like half of It's Okay, That's Love, which I might go back to at some point. But yeah, obviously he's very handsome, very talented. I have to say, though, something that I was really struggling with for this show is that I don't like to say these because it feels mean. But
say it.
His acting performance,
it's interesting.
It wasn't great. I was really kind of thrown off by a lot of the choices he made. Especially in the show, he's kind of like attacked a lot, beaten up a lot, things like that.
Yes.
And the way that he was acting in those scenes, I was like, ooh. It just made me uncomfortable. I was like, ooh, this is rough.
It felt like he was playing to the last seat in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a very over the top theatrical performance.
Yes.
And
exactly.
It's not that I don't want to say it's bad. It's just not how we like acting performances, at least not anymore.
Right.
So it feels like it's of a time. And I will say he is an interesting crier.
Yes, absolutely.
He makes interesting noises.
You phrase that. Yes.
That are not flattering at all. And some of the faces that he makes are not very flattering.
Nope.
And he's not afraid to look ridiculous.
Exactly. And it threw me off.
You should see Something Happened in Bali. I mean, I'm not condoning that show at all.
Yeah, I need to watch that one, though, because it sounds bananas.
It is bananas. If you thought this was bananas, oh my God. Doesn't hold a candle to Something Happened in Bali. That one's rough. And I have this 4-second clip that I have held onto for many years of him crying in Something Happened in Bali. Because it sounds like, I don't know, maybe an animal or something. It just doesn't sound right.
Yeah.
And I cherished that video that I've taken. It's so
like
I have such I was because I was like, what the fuck is he doing? And there's a lot of that sentiment carrying through into That Winter the Wind Blows.
Yes.
Which is 10 years later, 10 years after something happened in Bali.
Mm-hmm.
That Winter the Wind Blows is released. 9 years later, basically. He's good and he's bad.
Yeah, exactly. Because I'm not gonna say he's a bad actor, but some of his choices he made,
he's
in the
got
show
his
really confused me.
You know what he was doing a lot in That Winter the Wind Blows? He was mouth breathing.
Yes.
Mouth is ajar.
Yes, exactly.
He's
I'm why are you doing that?
Hanging his jaw a lot.
Yes.
To show frustration, rage, just emotions. And that's not a choice that a lot of actors make.
Exactly. And also when he would make his eyes pop out of his head.
Yeah.
It was just a lot. And I was like, I know you can do better than this. What is going on? It was very.
And it's not something that I think you would see in Korean cinema. This is a unique K-drama thing. Because I've seen him in movies. He doesn't do all that. So I honestly feel like these are choices that he's making alongside the director. And I guess they think it's necessary or warranted for the character, for the story, for the vibe that they're going for. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's that.
Yeah. And that's the thing that seemed interesting about it, because to your point, it's it seemed like these were very conscious choices he was making. And I'm like, no, this is not the choice you should be making. So
there was nothing subtle
confusing
about the performance.
Never subtle.
There was nothing subtle about this performance. And I thought that was fun. I don't know. It was fun to go back to it because, like I said, I watched the first 6 episodes. And you get all of this, even in the first 6 episodes. Never mind when the stakes start getting ratcheted up in the last few episodes and it starts going haywire.
Yep.
Song Hye-kyo plays Oh Young, the female lead. She is the blind heiress that he is trying to scam. So we've covered a few of her dramas as well. We've covered Full House, Descendants of the Sun, The Glory.
Yep.
Autumn in My Heart. How could I forget?
Yes.
She is a staple in K-dramas. She is very well known, been famous a long time. And she's worked, with this directing, writing duo before with Worlds Within. This is an interesting role for her.
Yeah.
How did you feel about seeing Song Hye-kyo in That Winter the Wind Blows?
First of all, I love her. I honestly think her performance was really solid in the show. I think she did a really great job. It was kind of the one thing I was hanging on to. Honestly, this is the only thing I had to hang on to for the whole show. But I thought that she did a good job in it. I think that, I'm sure it must have been difficult playing someone who was blind. And I think that she did a really great job. And I liked how throughout the show you kind of see her go from this cold, very closed off person to when she starts to open up and she has joy in her life again because she thinks she's found her brother again. So it was nice to see. Yeah, it was nice to see, that kind of how she evolved throughout the show. So I thought her performance was good.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I agree. I like her in this. It gets really unhinged. Everybody's really...
Yes.
A lot of people... Here's what I'll say. A lot of people hate realistic K-dramas. They don't like when the endings are real, when it's too real. Usually when it's a bad ending, an unhappy ending, I should say.
Right.
They pull out, well, I'm not watching K-dramas for realism. I get realism in my day-to-day life. I want to escape. I want to watch pretty people fall in love, whatever. To that effect, this should be right up your alley.
Yeah.
There's nothing believable that you, I'm these people don't exist.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all believable about this situation.
This is preposterous.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
Preposterous.
These people
is
are
the
acting
perfect
crazy.
word.
Yeah. This scenario is the stuff of nightmares.
Yes.
And the way that they're acting is completely over the top.
Yes.
Any scenario that you're like, okay, a normal person would come at it like this, they swerve. They don't come at it like that. They don't react in proper ways, in healthy ways at all.
Nope.
And that's the appeal. I have to say, like, that's the appeal of watching this.
Yeah, I agree.
Is that it is unhinged. It is ludicrous. Like, I don't think that someone who's been fed on like 2019 and current K-dramas can maybe metabolize something like this easily. So with that being said, we forgot to mention a couple of other people. So Kim Bom, you know, one of the members of F4, I think he was in Tale of the Nine-Tail. That's where a lot of people saw him again for the first time, maybe in a long time. Kim Bom plays Jin Sung. He's like a sidekick character. Jung Eun-ji plays Hee-sun, another sidekick, crazy character. And she has largely been absent in a lot of K-drama. She used to be more present, more trafficked in the early 2010s. Bae Chung-ok plays Hae-ji. She is Secretary Wang. And we have a few other characters that make up this ensemble cast. But really, Cho In-sung and Song Hye-kyo lead this charge. With that being said, talk to me about how you felt watching That Winter the Wind Blows. Did you like it? Did you hate it? You know, all the things.
Yeah, I did not like this show at all.
Yeah.
At all. Like from the very beginning, I was like, oh wow, this is gonna be rough.
Yes.
Like after like the first few episodes, I was like, oh man, I don't like this at all.
Yeah.
So I was like, but hopefully like the drama and the tea and the shenanigans pull me in, so at least I can just laugh at it. But I just found myself being so honestly disturbed. I think that was the main reason why I didn't enjoy this show. I was so disturbed by what was happening, and I was like, in no universe is this okay. Why is this happening? And it just really made me itch, and I didn't like it. And I was like, this is making me so uncomfortable. I did not like it. The acting was over the top. All the characters were annoying me. Oh, I hate being this negative, but no,
keep going.
Everyone was annoying. The acting was not strong, especially from our male lead, but I think overall, like, the whole thing was just soured by how disturbed I was by the context of the story. Yeah. I was like, this is really gross and very icky, and I don't like it. Yeah. So yeah, it just made the whole thing bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that it's not a reprehensible story, like on all facets, right? Like, I asserted the other day on TikTok, I was like, bring back red flag characters. Where are the morally gray red flag male leads? They've largely disappeared from K-dramas.
That's true. That's very true.
Is a typical red flag K-drama male lead of yesteryear who is very easy and difficult to love. You can see all of his issues. You can see that he's working things out. And it's almost just not enough, like, to redeem this guy.
Yeah.
I love those stories.
Yeah.
I love it on paper.
Yes. On paper.
In execution, this was a hot mess.
Yes. Yes.
And so on one hand, I want to stand on my soapbox and be like, we used to be a society that gave a lot of chances, right?
Yes.
Gave a lot of chances. We let hot guys in suspenders kind of run our emotions ragged. Let them con their way into our hearts.
Yeah.
And then we shut off the TV and went about our lives. And now it's a whole think piece on why we shouldn't give these characters the time of day. And I'm like, give them the time of day. It's entertaining as shit. And it is. And it is. You can't even deny that you're like, what the hell? It was crazy and it was entertaining. And would you recommend it? No. But also, if you're looking for a good time, this is it. On the other hand, this story it just gets weirder and more and more angsty. And these are emotionally fragile people trying to hang on to each other in any way, shape, or form. There is entirely too much suicide ideation and like suicide thoughts, suicide attempts, and flirting with death at every step of the way.
Yeah.
People get slapped a lot. Like the male lead gets slapped. The female lead gets slapped multiple times. People throwing food at each other and soup getting poured on people. That is
it's unhinged.
It's crazy. This isn't normal behavior. This isn't something you'd see in real life. I want more of that. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I think that there should be a balancing act between a good story and a little crazy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think, like, I don't mind a red flag male lead. Like, I don't mind mess.
This is messy.
Yeah, it's so messy. But, like, I think I think in a different story this could have worked. The brother-sister thing.
Because there's
really
faux-cest.
And it's like, this is, and literally multiple times in my notes as I was watching this show, I just kept writing, this is getting weird.
Because it's incest, but not really, like, because they're not brother and sister. They're not blood related. They're not even related by any stretch.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, but I want them to be together. I want them to understand where the other one's coming from and reconcile and just have beautiful babies.
Yeah.
But the faux-cest is the thing of it. Like, that is the drama. Is that is he not her brother?
Exactly.
And it lasts for 16 episodes.
Exactly. Because that's the thing that was like, okay, like, at some point for him, I'm just kind of like, you have to draw the line somewhere. Like, you don't have any sort of, like, moral compass at all. And then for her,
the thing is, he does, because he knows it's wrong.
Yeah.
And he knows that he's in over his head, especially with his feelings, because he catches feelings pretty fast.
Yeah.
He's in over his head early on in the show. They still go through with the deception and still don't clear the air, and
for way too long.
For so long.
It was really disturbing. And I was like, this is so weird.
It is. And there's a lot of trust between characters that don't deserve trust, or like the Secretary Wang character. I'm like, that's a bitch right there. Like, why would you still keep her in the mix and have her take care of our blind heiress? And because, and we're not going to spoil like why she's untrustworthy. But
I can't wait to talk about her, because what make it make sense. I just don't understand.
I think I like the show best when it handles kind of the dichotomy between our two leads of ideas of life and death.
Yeah.
Why should you want to live? And that, I think, is powerful, especially considering, and I've said this in other podcast episodes, they are not therapizing anything.
Right.
They're not calling Suicide Watch a suicide watch. They're not therapizing anything. They're not saying you're depressed. They're not saying you need therapy. They're not saying nothing is therapized. These are deeply disturbed people.
Yes.
And they just leave them like that the whole show.
Yep. No help.
No help whatsoever. And that's going to bother you. In the year 2025, that's going to bother you.
Yep. Absolutely.
But in 2013, or back when I watched it, which was like 10 years ago, I was like, this is fucked. When's the next episode? Like, I don't know how to tell you, but like, I understand times have changed, but this was how it was also, is that like nobody was saying, hey, you should get some help. You're depressed. You should get some help. You don't want to live anymore.
Yeah.
You know? There's no guardrails up on the show.
Not at all. Not at all.
And that might irritate you. And I know that it irritated you, Nas.
It did. It really did. Because I'm just like, these people are like, they really need help, and like we have like these, you know, these suicidal ideations and attempts throughout the show.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, okay.
What do? They
You
slap
made it
them.
through.
They literally lay hands on these people.
And I'm just like, okay,
That's not
are we
gonna
gonna
fix shit.
address the root? Not at all. I just drove me crazy. I don't like it when shows incorporate these, you know, depression and suicide, and you don't plan on like really doing anything about it to like address the root issue or help them or anything.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
It is a mess. It's a mess. So if that's something that you know is gonna trigger you, then don't watch. Just don't watch. It's not gonna do you any favors.
Nope.
Because I'm trying to like broach the subject, but we're still in the non-spoiler section.
Right.
How did you feel about the ending?
The ending, without spoiling, I didn't care. Like, I was like, I felt nothing about this couple, their romance, nothing.
Wow.
I was like, this is, I literally felt nothing. I was happy that she in of herself was like, okay. But like, as far as a relationship and everything, happily ever after, I was like, I don't care about this. I just could not. I was not drawn to them as a couple at all.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't like it from jump,
in any
from
way.
episode 1,
from the beginning.
Oh,
I was like,
okay,
absolutely not.
Because I will say that I thought the first few episodes, I was like, damn, hot dog, like this is crazy, but at least we're cooking with oil. And then like around episode like 5, 6, I was like, what even? And then in reading the rest, I was like, this is worse than I remember. This is way worse than I remember. Because what I was left with after my first watch was a lot of wow. And then I moved on. Right? And then I'm just left with, wow, remember that show with Cho In-sung and he's trying to scam Song Hye-kyo who's playing a blind heiress? That's what I'm left with.
Oh my gosh.
Instead of all of the minutia of what happens in the show and the slaps and the suicide stuff and he's just bad and good and bad and then worse and then good and then he's very tender with her and then he's like slapping her because she's trying to commit suicide. None of that was left.
What?
None of that.
No.
But then she has issues too. She has so many things that she needs to work out.
Yeah. Unaddressed. A lot of childhood trauma from being abandoned. Yes.
We never go into like why the mom actually never went back.
Yeah. There was no closure about that.
No closure about why the mom actually never went to visit her.
Yeah.
Before.
It's like you hear your child is sick and you're like shoulder shrug. Like I don't understand.
I don't get it. It's a lot of unanswered questions as far as what the hell were those family dynamics before the fake Osu comes in and tries to scam her. But at the same time, like there's a lot of this show was spoofed on SNL, on the Korea SNL.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, like this show entered the zeitgeist. So
this is definitely a great show to spoof. Because
right?
It's like,
exactly.
What is this?
Like that's also like kind of why I like it as well, is that I like it as a touch point.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, remember that crazy show? Almost like something happened in Bali where I'm like, this show is crazy to me. But let's talk about that.
Yes,
that
but
show.
you're happy that you watched it and you're like, okay, I have it under my belt.
Yes, exactly. And that's a hard feeling because I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Even though I do dislike it.
Yeah. I feel that though. That makes sense.
Yeah. There's some shows where I watch it, I'm like, I hate it.
Yeah.
And I'll never recommend it. And, you know, it's maddening to me. This one is not one of those.
Yeah. Because it's like a chaotic good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. I'll give you one fun fact, which has to do with like the filming style. And then we'll go to our ratings, which I can already guess what you're going to rate this out of 5 soju bottles, and then we'll get into the non-spoiler section. So the one fun fact I have is that director Kim Kyu-tae utilized a lot of ultra close-up shots
Sure did.
Oh, yes, he did. To highlight the characters' emotions and accentuate the smallest movement in the actors' faces or expression in their eyes. Cinematographer and visual director Kim Chon-sok said such visual techniques differentiated the show from the standards set by existing Korean dramas, which usually resort to medium shots or bust shots. To produce such detailed shots, the crew used expensive high-def Alexa Plus cameras. Known for their rich color and high-speed cinematography, lighting director Park Hwan also employed twice as much lighting equipment as do other dramas. Another technique that crew used was post-production correction, which was possible because when the first episode aired, 8 were already taped. Park said, "It's both my and Kim's philosophy that the actress should look beautiful even when she is wailing," which tells me they did a lot of post-production correction on Song Hye-kyo's face to make her look beautiful at all times.
Yes, absolutely. A lot of crying, a lot of wailing.
A lot of crying, a lot of screwing up the face.
Yeah.
Anyway, how many soju bottles would you give That Winter the Wind Blows?
Unfortunately, I have to give it 1 soju bottle because I did not enjoy the show at all. I suffered. I really did. And I was looking forward to a chaotic good time. I was like, you know what? This is going to be wild, but I'm excited for the tea and the drama. But I was just so disturbed the entire time.
Okay.
And again, just the over-the-top acting was just a lot.
Yeah.
And just a lot of unexplained things that you mentioned, like the mom. I think Secretary Wang, that situation, I'm very unsatisfied with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Unsatisfied with a lot of things. So I was like, there's nothing about this drama that I enjoyed. And I wouldn't recommend it to anyone unless they're fine with, you know, I mean, this drama is really a product of its time. And like, but I don't mind older dramas. Like, I loved On in My Heart. I loved Winter Sonata. I loved those dramas. Like, even like we did Summer Scent. Like, that drama is not great, but like I enjoyed it for what it was, you know, like I was like, this isn't perfect, but like, you know, if I had to, I'd watch it again. But like this, I was like, absolutely not. Get it far away from me.
Ooh.
I wanted to like it, but I just could not.
I would give it, see, I would not give it 4 or 5, obviously, but I'm teetering between 2.5 or 3, and I feel like 3 is too much. So I'm because anyway, 2.5 soju bottles is
below average.
Yeah, because it's below average, but it lives on in my consciousness, in, you know, my estimations of what a K-drama can. Like, the score I thought was something that I missed in K-dramas. They had this like classical music score, and it sounds like how I expect K-dramas to sound. It is not trendy. It's not Western. It's overly sentimental, very classic sounding, almost sounds like a music box. Yeah. That type of melody. And Call Me Crazy, that's what a K-drama is supposed to sound like. I think that there were elements of it that you just don't see anymore that made me nostalgic for earlier K-dramas. And there's things that have gone out of fashion, like the incest or faux-cest.
Yeah.
There was a lot more of that in K-dramas. They don't do that anymore.
Right.
So people aren't used to it.
Right. No, I feel you.
It was very angsty, which I love. But then, again, there's a lot of just plot things that don't make any sense.
Nope.
No sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
So 2.5 is where I'm going to land.
And to piggyback off what you were saying about the score and everything, if I had to say there was something that I enjoyed, like that opening number, the opening song, he was singing. I loved the OST. It was great. It's like one thing that I was like, I like the music, and it feels like you said, nostalgic, and I like that. Yeah, but yeah, there's just so many things that I was like, oh man.
Yeah. I had this is a tangent, but I watched this movie, I think it was in 2018 or 2019, not 2019, probably 2018, called Serenity. And it was with Matthew McConaughey and Anne Hathaway, which you think Matthew McConaughey, Anne Hathaway, this should be like a really good movie. Girl, that movie was shit. It was so awful. And I had such a blast watching it because it was so stupid. It was so stupid.
It's fun to watch a bad movie sometimes.
And that's what this was. It wasn't. It was bad, but at least I got a laugh out of it.
Right.
Take from that what you will. We are going to talk more in the spoiler section right after this.
Excuse me, 뭐라고?
괜찮아.
You know, I have no tingle. Oh, sorry.
Swear, disgusting shit.
What?
All right, we're on the other side of spoilers. So we're going to spoil what the hell is going on in That Winter the Wind Blows. And I guess we got to start with, let's start with Secretary Wang.
Yes.
Because throughout the show, there is a question of, is she a good or is she a bad character? And the thing is, she's both.
Mm-hmm.
She's both. Everybody is good and bad. And every single character is good and bad. And that's going to suck for a lot of people who want to keep their people straight, like their characters straight.
Yeah.
And Secretary Wang is really hard to pin down. They kept you guessing throughout the show. Is she a villain?
Mm-hmm.
Is she sincere toward Young? I would love to know your thoughts on her, because it turns out that she's the one who made her blind. She kept her blind. And I remember rewatching like the first few episodes and I was like, oh my God, right. Munchausen by proxy.
Yep.
Because, and then nobody says this in the show.
Yeah.
Talk to me about Secretary Wang and how you encountered this character.
Yeah, throughout the whole show, I'm really wondering, okay, is this woman just really, does she really genuinely want to be a mother to Young and genuinely loves her? Clearly, she's been loyal to her all of these years and she actually does take care of her, make sure she's fed, clothed, all these things, helps her with her day-to-day tasks. But also, it's sounding like she didn't get her treated on purpose, and like they were kind of going back and forth throughout the show. And so when the truth comes out that she actually was the one that caused the blindness by not getting her, I think they called it, it was something pigmentosa, retina, something. But yeah, and I was just like, okay, why would you do that? And she's like, oh, I just wanted Young to need me. And then it was really infuriating at the end when Secretary Wang is still in the picture and she's like this mom figure to Young, and Young finally kind of accepts her into her life fully, into her heart. And I'm just kind of like, oh, so are you saying that it's okay what Secretary Wang did because she's like still doing the right thing and still taking care of you? Like, are we just going to gloss over the fact that you're blind because of this woman? Yeah. And I was like, wait, is everyone just going to be okay with this? I just could not understand that. I was like, she's literally the reason why you're blind and we're just going to be one big happy family now. I was like, what is this?
Yeah. So she denied getting her the help that she needed. And then it turns into she's blind. It exasperates her condition and her symptoms. I said Munchausen by proxy, and that's not exactly the case. Munchausen by proxy is when the caregiver makes up or induces illness in a person under their care to gain attention, sympathy, or praise for their devotion. But she really was sick.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Munchausen by proxy. I tried to look it up just now to see what exactly she was doing. Like, is there a name for this now? It's telling me malingering, the intentional and dishonest presentation of symptoms of illness for external gain, such as avoiding responsibility, financial compensation, or other personal benefits, rather than for medical treatment. I don't know. I really don't know if that's what she was doing, but it was fucked.
It's terrible.
She wanted to feel needed, like you said, in Young's life. Probably wanted to be a mother.
Yeah.
And this was the only way that she felt needed and useful. And at the same time, she was receiving financial compensation for being there.
Right. Right.
She was leading this conglomerate. Mm-hmm. I guess what annoys me is not that she was this ambiguous figure.
Yeah.
I like the ambiguity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just mad that nobody was pulling hair.
Yeah.
Like there weren't consequences.
Yeah, there were no consequences. We're just supposed to think that she's this good person. I'm like, hold on. Can we go back to the fact that like Young is literally blind because of this woman?
You're ill.
No one's going to address that.
Why are we not committing
this
woman?
Yeah.
Why are we not stripping her of all responsibility over Young? Why are we not kicking her out of the house? Why does she still have all of this power over her? Because she's been manipulating her for years, stunting her growth emotionally and, you know, socially especially.
Yeah.
Making her completely reliant on her.
Yep.
There just wasn't enough consequences done. In fact, they like bring her back into the fold so that she can take care of Young. Like in the later episodes, I was like, why?
There were no consequences at all.
My thing was how, and maybe there was an answer that I didn't get in my summaries. But I forgot, because I honestly, I forgot like the nitty gritty, the details. But what the hell was up with her and the fiance? Secretary Wang and the fiance.
Yeah, I don't really know. They weren't
lovers, obviously.
Right.
But why were they in cahoots?
I don't think that they really explained that very well, because I'm just like, I don't really understand I guess what's in it for her is that essentially if Young married that guy, then like he would essentially have control, and then like in turn Secretary Wang would regain control or maintain her control. So maybe that's why, but like I don't think they really laid that out very clearly, even in me watching it. Or also they could have just been wanting to confuse us and be like, oh, she's in cahoots with the fiance, she's a bad guy, whatever. So it might have been part of that too.
I thought the low point was when there was always this threat that Osu's team was going to reveal that the fiance was cheating on her, was cheating on Young, had this other woman, and was just an all-around asshole, which he is. But when Secretary Wang is confronted with this information, she's like, I knew about it. I knew he was philandering. I knew he always cheated on her. But what I won't stand for is you embezzling funds from the company. That's where I draw the line. I was like, oh, so it's okay to link her up with this man who's going to treat her like shit, cheat on her, doesn't love her, doesn't care for her. But what you won't stand for is him hurting the money pot.
Exactly, because that's all she cares about. This is the person we still have around Young at the end.
But hold on, because the way that Secretary Wang phrased it was, number one, boys are going to be boys. Of course, a man is going to cheat. I was like, whoa. And second of all, she also phrased his embezzling as, you can't do that because that is how Young lives. That's where that's her livelihood. Yeah. So you can't destroy the company because then she won't have any means to live.
Yeah. It's like, you could treat her poorly, but you can't take her money.
I was like, what?
Essentially, it's my money. Crazy. Insane.
I really had such a hang up with Secretary Wang because there was like competing information. Because you knew that she cared for Young, but she was sketchy shit.
Yeah.
And she didn't have any comeuppance. There was no consequences at all for her. I was like, lock her up.
There was nothing. And so like when I finished the show, I was like, wait, are we supposed to think that Secretary Wang is a good person? I'm confused. Like, is that what the audience is supposed to think?
Right.
I was like, that's ridiculous.
It was warranted because at the end of the day, she was looking out for her. No. She made her blind.
She made her blind. Like, she doesn't get a reward because she's been taken care of all this time. The reason why she needs to be taken care of is because you made her blind. Like, what? I just don't understand. Like,
I feel like we're talking in circles, but like, we can't get over it. It's wild.
So I'm just like, I don't understand how the characters got over it, because I'm like, why is she still around?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
The other guy that I was like, this guy is messed up too, was the villain guy.
Oh my gosh. He was the most confusing person. Wait, can we talk about how towards the end he starts to kind of change his tune a little bit?
Yeah, what the hell?
And I'm like, where? I was like, so you've been running around threatening, terrorizing Sue this whole show, terrorizing Jin-sung, all these things. And then towards the end, he's like, oh, well, I'm dying. So like maybe I should try to help them and protect them from the big bad guy.
My favorite thing was that more and more people started turning up Terminal.
Right. And I'm like, he's Terminal?
Because Mucho, the villain guy, was first off stabbing the male lead in the first episode.
Yes.
Just straight up shanks him. And he's like,
yeah.
Anyway, you have 3 months to get the money back to Boss Man. Because he's in debt like 7.8 million won or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's impossible for him to do it using his day job, which was gambling.
Right.
He's basically a professional gambler. all of the clubs in town, freeze them out.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Boss Man and this
Yep.
other guy, the villain that we're talking about.
Yep.
Mucho. I'm like, how the fuck do you expect this guy to pay you back if you're cutting him off at the knees?
Yeah.
It just was illogical. And then every step of the way, Mucho, again, was sabotaging the con.
Yeah. Yeah.
Threatening
so just,
to
let
tell
him
her,
make the money back. Let him make
shut up.
make
Just
the money
shut up.
back.
And the whole reason for the vendetta against the male lead was because of this whole backstory. Let's talk about this backstory.
Yeah.
The backstory is when the male lead was a teenager, like 19, 20 years old, he fell in love with another girl, like neighborhood kid, who was same age as him. The parents did not approve of them being together. And so instead of breaking up or waiting or, you know, trying to ingratiate himself with her family, they moved in together. Started to try and live a life together.
Yeah.
She falls pregnant. And because Osu is an orphan who was abandoned under a tree in the middle of winter by his biological mother, he was freaked the hell out when she told him that she was pregnant. And he takes off on his little motorcycle, on his moped, and she tries to follow him on her moped. She gets run down, completely run over.
Yeah.
And dies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the villain Muchol also loved this girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
And gave her up, I put in air quotes, to Osu, the male lead, because she doesn't want me, she wants you. I'm going to relinquish any claim on her that I have, and you treat her nicely. Well, the abandonment when she told him that she was pregnant and her ensuing death that had nothing at all to do with him, he didn't run over himself,
literally nothing,
was enough for him to hold a grudge for, I want to say, 11 years.
Yep.
Double-digit years. Because now Osu is 30 years old. And he's like, you should die. Like, you should die because the girl that we both love died and she was pregnant with your baby.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the bad blood between them.
Yep.
Look, I think the first few episodes that I saw this, I was like, okay, right. Like, they love the same woman and she died tragically. The fact that every character, not just Muchol, the sister of the deceased lover, who's the sidekick that I was talking about before, the female sidekick. Yeah. Her name is Hee-sun.
She annoyed the heck out of me.
Oh my God. Hee-sun, Muchol, these two characters, they stayed on his neck.
Yeah, the entire time.
The entire show. They were like, you can't be happy. You can't smile. You can't look at Young any certain type of way. Like, you can't be happy at all because it's an insult to her memory.
Yep.
And that is just not the way that life works. It's just simply such a toxic, weird, backward way of thinking.
It is. Absolutely.
There's no taking that away from them. Obviously, like, they're meant to look ridiculous for holding this against him.
Exactly.
And it is a moment of growth for Osu to be like, I'm not the one to blame. I was never the one to blame for her death.
Yeah.
So that's a positive of the show, is that he is stuck under the weight of this death and this life that was lost so tragically. The love of his life.
Right.
He had nothing to do with that car running her over. The truck running her over.
He didn't. So that was a big source of growth for him.
Exactly.
To be like, I can't be used as a scapegoat for this. Yeah. And
how this grieving process has taken 10 plus years. And just for him to get this far, it was because of his association and his relationship with Oh Young.
Yeah.
The female lead. That he's able to, like, get this out.
So he definitely has his healing arc for sure.
Yeah. But Mucho, him saying all of a sudden, I'm dying of cancer, I have 2 months to live.
I was like, where is this coming from?
Where the hell is that? Why are you on the street? Why are you up?
Like, what is happening?
Why are you upright? 2
you're
months?
Terminally ill and you're still, like, walking around town terrorizing people. It doesn't make any sense at all.
And then he's good at fighting.
Right. He's still fighting.
He's still swinging. I don't understand how he's upright and swinging and beating Jin-sung, which is Kim Bom's character, in fisticuffs. How? You have 2 months left to live.
Exactly.
It was just baffling. Like, they didn't... I wish that they had held on to a little bit of logic for some of these.
It was just like so confusing. It's like, make him the villain, or he's the villain, or he's not the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the end, it just became so inconsistent because I'm like, so is he trying to be good now? Is he trying to turn a new leaf? It didn't make any sense.
His sister is somehow a brain surgeon, the top brain surgeon. And she's like the one that has to come to her and be like, hey, operate on Oh Young. This doctor's hysterical to me. She was like, yeah, there's no hope.
She always said everything with a straight face. She's
She
like,
did.
yeah, no, we shouldn't operate.
She was like, she took one look at the scan, the CT scan. She was like, yeah, she's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
No hope for her. I'm not going to operate on someone. She kind of like was the worst doctor you can think of.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I don't know if you've had a family member or a friend or whoever go through treatment for cancer, but I have. And luckily, we had an oncologist who was insanely optimistic, you know, who was like, look, it's not over till it's over. Let's try this other thing. Let's do this. Let's do that. Even when the rest of the family was like, this is looking really bad.
Yeah.
And so to see this doctor be like, I don't enter a game I can't win.
It's like, ooh, thanks for the encouragement.
Ooh.
Like, what? It's like, okay.
Bitch.
At least pretend.
Yeah.
Like,
it was just, I'm just shaking my head like, it's bad. It's just bad.
characters on this show were something. They were something.
Let's talk about this love story though.
Yes.
So there were no parts of the show that were compelling to you regarding their love story or their connection.
Correct.
Wow.
Because I was so overcome with ick the entire time. I'm just like, we start off early on and like, you know, he comes to the house. He's like, I'm Sue. I'm here. She's, of course, a little bit like apprehensive. But like as they start like hanging out together and, you know, they're at the amusement park. The amusement park scene was like pretty cute, you know, or like he was teaching her how to do something and he like put his arms around her. And I was like, okay, that's weird. I don't know. And
wow.
then, like,
so you really couldn't get past the faux-cest.
I could not because I'm like, we all know, we know the non-siblings as the audience. He knows that that's not his sister, but she doesn't know that. And the way that she was acting with that man made no sense to me. I was like, this does not make sense to me. Why are y'all spooning? Why are y'all cuddling in bed?
Yeah.
And it's like, if it gets to the point that you literally had to remove yourself from the bed and lay on the floor because you were like, ooh, this is too much. And then the thing that drove me crazy was the fact that when she finds out that they're not siblings, the genuine shock. I was like, Jess, how are you shocked? Like all the things, the touches and the spooning and the cuddling and all the almost kisses, and you're shocked? And I'm like, I gaslit myself into thinking like, okay, she has to know. Like she has to know. Like,
same.
But I was like, oh, when I saw how shocked she was, I was like, oh heck no, this is so disgusting.
Maybe the confirmation was just very shocking for her, but honestly, she shouldn't have been shocked for shit. She should have been like, okay, I knew it.
Exactly.
Because she is so smart.
Yes.
She's sharp.
Exactly.
She's like, hey, I hear him chopping onions in the next room. He does not sound like he owns an Italian restaurant. He doesn't sound like he has skills to be a chef. And the Team Sue is frozen. They're like, oh my God, she's on to us. Listen, that goes on the whole series. She's picking up on shit. She's like, you have the scar on the wrong arm. You look and sound like the guy that I met the day that I went to go visit my brother that one time a year ago. The list goes on. She is on his ass.
Yeah. So I'm like, surely she's
Why
like
is she
putting the clues together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then when she was genuinely shocked, I was like, oh heck no. I was like, so you were like genuine, like I just was like, this doesn't make any sense to me. I was like, I cannot.
The other shock that I was like, what the hell is up with her is she loved the Shakespearean poison pill. and she was cradling that thing like it was an Ativan.
Yeah.
But he had told her, this is going to stop everything. This is going to essentially kill you.
Yeah.
And she wanted that pill. She was obsessed with it, obsessed with suicide ideation. She like couldn't sleep well without knowing that this pill was next to her because she was going through these bouts of pain and migraines that were so intense it would derail her entire day. When she finds out that that pill is legit and it's used for euthanizing animals, she again, shocked.
Yeah.
Why are you shocked?
It just didn't add up.
I was like, why? Bitch, like, pick a lane.
It's just like either you're smart or you're not. It just didn't add up. I was like, this is not good.
I got the face you have on.
It just didn't make sense to me. I was like you said, she's a very smart person. Like, she's putting clues together the whole time. And so I'm trying to convince myself, oh, like, surely, like, she knows that this is not actually her brother.
She knows. I'm convinced she knows.
And I'm just like, great. And then, like, when she finally finds out and she's shocked, and I'm like,
it's the wrong
you mean
reaction.
to tell me that you almost got kissed by your brother and you didn't you didn't think that was weird? Oh, you guys were cuddling it. Oh, okay. Like, this doesn't make any sense.
She knows. I'm convinced in my heart of hearts, I know that she knows. He is not her brother. And then, like, halfway through the show, it was all, basically, the jig was up.
Yeah.
It was up. Everybody
so I was like,
knew.
how did you not know? That's the thing. It's like, literally everyone knew. So I was just like, okay, like, surely she's picked it up by now.
Right.
I'm just like, how have you not picked it up by now?
They're over here trying to test his DNA. They get out of that scrape early on. Then they're like, let's test his fingerprint. Let's find out more about the gambler Osu, who's in this picture with Sora, his ex-girlfriend, who's like certifiable.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about her at all.
We need to talk about that.
Oh my God. Like, there's so many things that like people are confirming about him, about his origin story. And I'm like, we don't even need this. Everybody knows.
Exactly.
She knows. Secretary Wang knows. The lawyer Jang knows. Everybody knows he's a fake.
And she's
Why
just
are we
like,
here?
What?
So, and she's still like, huh? Oh my God. Frustrating. But let's talk about Sora, who is the ex-girlfriend who frames him for embezzlement in the first place, puts him in prison. This is interesting because I don't think dramas do this anymore. She is an actress.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a she's like a sugar baby. Sorry. She's a sugar baby.
Yeah.
And she has a backer who's a gangster, the big boss.
Yeah.
Who we barely see in the show.
Right.
This is a real thing. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is totally a real thing. That there's an industry plant. We call them industry plants.
Yeah.
Someone who has insane backing from a producer, or in this case, the criminal underworld of Korea.
Yeah.
She's got this full-on career, but also she is dealing with literal criminals like Osu, who she wanted to be with. She had like this grand delusion that they should be together, and she frames him for the embezzlement so that he'll go to prison for a year so he won't step out on her while she's filming abroad.
That's a wild reason to put somebody in jail.
She's certifiable.
I was like, wow, you really put him in jail because you didn't want him messing around while you were away.
And she goes, I paid off the prosecutor. I paid off the lawyer. I have the money in a Swiss bank account. Let me know when you get out. We can be together. I'm like, oh,
she's like, I got you. Like, we'll see each other in a year. Like, da-da-da.
No.
And can we talk about when I played the scene, no lie, 5 times when he flipped the table. I lost it. Because he had like the crazy eyes. It was so funny.
Yes. I love table flipping.
He's like, you've got to be kidding me.
You have
put
got
me in
to
jail
be.
because of that. He was like, and then she's like, and he's like holding onto her, gripping her tight, and she's like holding his hand. I'm like, girl, this relationship is over. What is wrong with you?
Like, she was just a rancid person that just kept coming back into the story. And this impending threat over Team Osu that was like, I'm going to reveal everything. At one point, she's like, you have 3 days to wrap this up because I'm going to tell her everything. I'm going to tell her the truth. I'm like, she knows. Everybody knows. You don't even need to be here.
Yeah, you're late. Like,
you're actually late
already. Yeah, you're literally. Crazy. I was like, this is that's why you put him in jail. Like,
the original
to cheat on
reason.
you.
And my favorite thing is that he gets out and he's having all these issues, all these troubles, getting shanked. He still needs to pay back this money, the debt plus interest. I'm like, why doesn't he just say this crazy bitch stole the money? And what's crazier is that the big boss knew that she stole the money the entire time and was just holding Osu accountable out of jealousy. Mm-hmm. He was like, I'm just going to kill this guy if he doesn't pay me back for what my crazy girlfriend stole.
Oh my gosh. Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Yeah. I mean, straight to jail. There was no...
Straight to jail. Oh gosh. I was like, okay. I remember I was watching the scene when she was in the jail, the visitation room, and I was like, that's why you did this? Okay.
My favorite thing is that she is shocked that he doesn't want to be with her.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, like, you'll get out in a year and then we can be together. And I'm just like, in what world do you think that he would want to be with you? You put him in prison. You framed him. He owes like a scary person money now. Mm-hmm. What's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm. The thing is, I'm going back to the main couple because I don't even want to talk about that girl anymore. But the main couple, I always thought that they had great chemistry, and they do. It's just the faux-cest. That's the thing.
Yes. It's icky. I was just like, I was like, yes, I agree. They have great chemistry. I was like, girl, you think this is your brother? Like, okay, hold on. Remember when the scene sorry,
Just love
remember
like,
and this is why I thought like, oh, she's not picking up what he's putting down. Like, she's like, she definitely knows, right? Because one of the first moments he's in the house, she's like in her room, her door is cracked, she's like taking off her
undressing
pantyhose,
scene,
right? And he's like standing there like looking at her, and
Yeah.
then she's like, don't you think you should close the door? And I'm like, but she lingered a bit, and
no. This was the most flirtatious thing that she said.
Yeah, and I was
She-
like, girl,
'cause
like,
she
I thought
knows-
this is your brother. So I'm like, okay, clearly she has to know that it's not her brother.
Because what she said was, I'm not 6 years old anymore. Shouldn't you close the door? With like a wink wink kind of
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Very flirtatious.
Yes. And I was like,
Seductive,
if you think this is your
if you
brother,
will.
why would you be flirty? That's weird.
And he is, but like you said, he's frozen. He's shocked that he like walked in on her in her own room. And he closes the door and he starts laughing to himself going, this is going to be very interesting.
Yeah. And at that point when he said that, I was like, ew. This is just, why is this happening? And
See,
like,
I think the other side of that is I want it to be interesting. Otherwise there's no drama.
right. And she literally oh my gosh, I just was so disturbed. There was another scene when,
Oh my God, you really couldn't
remember
get
they
past
went,
the faux-cest.
I could not.
You couldn't
when
appreciate
they went,
at
they
all.
went to that high school reunion party.
Oh,
and
yeah.
They were all there, and he was basically trying to just describe what was happening to her. And like one of the friends, her boyfriend, had like kneeled down in front of her, and like they were about to kiss and everything.
Yes.
And like he was like, oh yeah, like they're about to kiss like this, and he like pulled her face like towards him.
Yeah,
And I
he
was
like touched her face. Anytime he touched her, I was like, oh.
I was like, why?
a lot.
Why?
It's a lot.
Why is this happening?
Mm-hmm. I
It
know.
just was like,
I know. What about, oh my God, the carnival? I don't think it was at the carnival. He brings her cotton candy.
yeah, yes.
Okay, so the
Another thing.
SNL Korea spoofed the cotton candy kiss.
Oh. Because that was another scene that I was like, what
Because
is
that-
happening here?
Right. Which I thought the setup was really awkward. Couldn't have been more awkward. I was like, you can't even, it doesn't even look natural for these two to do this. But anyway, they're both eating from the same thing of cotton candy. Very Lady and the Tramp.
I was about to say it's like a Lady in the Tramp moment.
But he's shocked. He's like, oh my God, our faces are so close. We're basically, this is a quasi kiss thing. But they weren't kissing. They're just eating cotton candy.
On the same thing. And I'm just like, why? Again, why?
Yeah. I mean, I get it. But also, I like that they have all of these strange skinship moments
Mm-hmm.
that are like supposed to make you question your own morality because that's the point. That is actually the point of watching, is to make you be like, I feel bad for liking this.
It made me so uncomfortable because I'm like, this girl thinks that this is her brother. And like the scene when like she running
she teeters in the front episodes between being very suspicious of him and keeping him on his toes, and then really trusting him and accepting him and needing him and learning to rely on him.
Yes.
And later on, like I'm telling you, like halfway through the show, she fucking knows.
I mean,
there's no excuse.
That's what I thought too. So when she was shocked, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. This is ridiculous. And like the scene when you remember the scene that she like, where were they at the beach? And she went like running into the water.
Dude, that was, yeah, they went to like a riverside, which is where, that's where they spread the real Osu's ashes. It was just frozen over. So now it's melted off and they go to this river. This was jarring because the sand was super soft.
Yeah.
And she's wearing these mid-2010s chunky heels. Which I've had a pair of heels like that as well.
Yes.
So to see them back on my screen, I was like, painful. She, as a blind person, just walks straight into the water.
Yeah.
And he doesn't notice until she's almost neck deep in the water.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah. And then, he goes running after her.
That's when he slaps her.
Yes.
He slaps her for the first time.
slap. Yes. And then he's carrying her out, and then she's like caressing his face, like, "Oh,
let me touch my brother's face."
And I was like, "What is going on in this show?"
Yeah.
I
know.
Oh, I just could not move past it.
Highs and lows.
I could not move past it. And then for him, I'm just kind of like, how could you carry on this weird flirtation? This poor woman thinks that you're her brother.
No, but then they start sleeping in the same bed together.
And that's when I was like, we're done here. Like, I cannot with this. Like, I just was like, y'all are literally spooning. Like, y'all are literally cuddling in bed.
And she like
literally
begs
cuddling.
him later on in the show. He's like, trying to put up barriers between them. He's like, brother and sister don't sleep in the same bed together. We shouldn't do that. She finds him very comforting or whatever and is constantly trying to get in bed with him and sleep in the same bed.
No, it was so icky.
She's very manipulative.
It was so icky.
Too.
Yeah, and it's like they made it seem like, oh, it's because she's like naive and like Secretary Wayne kept her shelter. She doesn't know how to be around men. I'm like, no. What is this? Like, this doesn't make any sense.
She knows what she's doing. As soon as she was like, because she seductively was taking off her clothes in the early episode you were referencing. As soon as that like little flirtation happened, I was like, she fucking knows what she's doing. She knows exactly what she's doing.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah. But that's what makes it more interesting. That you're like, what is she playing at?
Literally, I was like, do you know or do you not know? Because this is getting weird. It's getting so weird. And I just could not deal with it.
He keeps like almost kissing her in the bed. There's like multiple fake outs of will he kiss her while she's lying in bed asleep. I think it finally happens in a later episode where he finally does like plant one on her. But this is post her diagnosis that she's gonna die again. Her brain tumor has resurfaced and she doesn't have a good prognosis. And he is just cut up.
Yeah, he's devastated.
Yeah. And so he goes into her room and finally just plants one on her in her sleep. But plot twist, she's not asleep. And that's how the episode ends, is like her opening her eyes.
Yes. I was just like,
ooh, yeah, you freaking hated this show.
No, I could not deal with this girl. Like, I was struggling. I was like, in what universe is this okay? Like, what is going on?
I know. But let's talk about her, Young, who's the female lead, and kind of like her hang-ups, because not only was Secretary Wang doing irreparable harm to her physically, but she was stunting her socially and buying her friends. So she has this, I think her name is Mira, who is literally paid to be sort of a companion for her.
Yeah.
The friends in the coffee shop as well, which horrific wig they put on that guy.
Oh my gosh.
horrific wig they put on that guy from the coffee shop. I could spend another 30 minutes on that wig, matter of fact, but it's really bad. These people are all in it for the money.
Yeah.
Secretary Wang, we know she's in it for the money.
Yeah.
She keeps swearing up and down, if I wanted to cause you harm, I would have. If I wanted to kill you, I would have. If I wanted to take money, I would have. But she's there for control. She's there for the money.
Yep.
She let her father die.
Yeah.
Let that man die.
And we're supposed to, again, we just accept this woman into the family at the end.
Anyway, so we already talked about Secretary.
I cannot get over it. I can't.
This girl, Young, has trust issues, obviously, because everyone around her is there just because of money. And so when Osu resurfaces in her life, she's justifiably suspicious of him.
Yes.
And she's like, if you're here for money, you're going to have to kill me for it. Mm-hmm. And that is a running gag throughout the entire show, is that if he wants her inheritance, he's going to have to kill her, that she wants to die. Was the whole thing. Like we said in the non-spoiler section, suicide attempts galore. We just talked about one where she just walks into the water, into the river trying to drown herself.
Yeah.
That's the tip of the iceberg. She is really struggling with suicidal ideation. And we kind of get a little bit of clarity later on about why does she want to die so badly.
Right.
And it's really about a pessimistic attitude toward what she knows is a bad prognosis. She's having these symptoms, having these intense migraines, and she figures, I've relapsed. My brain tumor's back. And I don't have long to live. So why even try living is her argument. Why even try being happy? Why even try living? Why even try trusting others when everything is going to come to naught? Everybody's just here for the money, and I'm just going to die anyway.
Oh, man.
And that is tough. Like, we just don't get that in current K-dramas.
No, not at all.
This is
Not
bleak.
Yeah.
Real bleak.
Yeah.
This
and if
is pure
handled
melodrama.
correctly, it could have been even more profound. I think that they was just so, I don't know. I just really don't like how they handled just her depression and her suicidal thoughts. Like, I feel like it could have been a lot more profound if they handled it with a little bit more care.
There was nothing professional about how they handled
not at all
her neuroses, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
Her not wanting to accept help was another big thing. And him basically, the way that he got her to accept help was kind of kick her while she was down.
Yep.
Have her experience a really bad, embarrassing moment where she needs help. And he's like, how could you not want my help? And it works. She does want him after that. She's like, okay, well, I need your help. I need, none of us should live alone is kind of the overarching small font thesis of the show, is that really we all need a little help sometimes.
Yeah.
We shouldn't live alone.
Yeah. And that was like the turning point for them for sure.
Yeah. And they turn into each other. Right? You have this guy that doesn't want to die. And they say that at the beginning, this like grand irony of the show, which melodramas in K-drama land are always based on some crazy irony. The irony of the show is that he's desperate to live. And so he's doing this really immoral act of conning this poor blind girl, or very rich blind girl, I should say.
Yes.
And she is desperate to die.
Yep.
And they, find their way to each other, and they learn to love each other in this weird, twisted, faux-cest way.
Yes.
Even though they both, I'm convinced she knows, obviously he knows they're not related, but she has to know that they're not related.
Yeah.
Now, if I recall correctly from my sojourns on Google, there is the phenomenon that if siblings are not raised together, they can fall for each other. There are horror stories that have hit the media that, like, I married my brother, I didn't know. Or there was one recently that I saw that, like, a mother married her son that she had given up for adoption many years ago. And
oh my goodness.
It's sickening. Truly sickening. But that's a real thing. So I almost feel like, despite her maybe knowing The other side of that is she could have genuinely thought that was her brother, and despite all that, she's falling for him because that is a real phenomenon.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like convinced that she really didn't know until she was given the news, because like at a certain point she was just like, is it okay to be in love with my brother? Like she was trying to like justify it. I was like, she did not know.
I have my head in my hands. Just
I cannot. I could not get over it.
I'm just shaking my head.
Like she was really trying to like, she kind of resolved within herself at a certain point. It was like, oh, like, I think I really am in love with my brother. Is this okay? I really don't think that she knew until, like, she was explicitly told, like, this man is not your brother. And she was like, oh, like,
oh, man. Setting that aside, going back to her and her issues.
Yeah.
The way that she was raised for 21 years by Secretary Wang, no one ever told her it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cry. Yeah. It's okay to have these crazy outbursts because you're going through something devastating. You have blindness due to a brain tumor, and you are in a precarious situation health-wise. That's something that she had told him before, basically telling him and comforting him the way that she always wanted to be comforted. And she was like, no, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to cry. And later on, when she does get that official diagnosis that she was avoiding for so long, she's like, don't take me to the hospital. She had a fear of the hospital. Yeah. When they finally learned, she does have a brain tumor again, and it's fatal. This is the spooning that I think you're talking. They spooned a bunch of times, but in the hospital specifically, he goes and they just cry together on the bed. And he's like, it's okay to cry, and comforts her in the way that she's always wanted to be comforted. Yeah. I found that moment beautiful. You found it icky. It is what it is. There's just like too much, and everyone's kind of like, I guess we should leave them. I mean, at one point he writes a letter to her that he converts to Braille.
Yes.
You didn't feel anything about that?
No.
Oh my God.
No. The damage had already been done.
Because their whole thing is like the wind, and when the wind chime that they got at the carnival game. In the letter he says, even if I'm not around you, even if the wind isn't blowing, now the wind chime will always ring good night young, and attaches her wrist to the little glass wind chime bell. And
they're supposed to be siblings at that point.
This is, I mean, I feel like any moment I bring up, you're just like, yeah, no.
It really soured the whole thing. I was, because she genuinely, this woman did not know. So I was like, none of this should be happening. I can't.
Let's talk about the ending. I'm just going to skip to the end because at first it is open to interpretation. It could be perceived as he died. And this is a dream or a hallucination from Homegirl. What do you think?
So, when the scene first starts, I thought that she was dreaming because, this is post-surgery, post-chemotherapy.
We've had the time jump. A year, right?
Yeah. She looks great. She's like in a cab. You could see that her vision, like, I'm like, okay, it's a little blurry. And I was like, what's going on here? It's kind of dreamlike. And I was like, is she dreaming? And, there's this man and he rides past her on his bike and she hears like the bell like on the bracelet and she's like, okay, like, but he doesn't stop. So she's like, okay. But
right, because she gives him a bracelet, a little charm that has a bell on it for his fake birthday because he's not the real Osu. But anyway, it's a birthday gift. She bakes him a cake as well. I mean, they have like a lot of cute moments. Anyway.
Yes.
Keep going.
But she's just like thinking, she's like, okay, that was interesting. Moving on. And so then she goes to the cafe and she orders her tea. And the waiter that brings her tea, you could see that to the audience, you can see like her vision has kind of returned. It's still a little hazy around the edges, but she can kind of see the figure of this man. And like as the scene continues to go on, he comes more and more into focus. And we see that it's Sue, and he's waiting on her, and he gives her tea. And she's just like, oh, wow. And she's like, oh, like I can see that you're really handsome, da-da-da. And he's like, oh, I didn't know if you would like me. And then they walk through the cherry blossoms and they kiss and everything. But it was kind of like, again, I was happy that they were both alive because Sue had been stabbed.
By his sidekick.
Yeah,
Jin-sung.
by Jin-sung.
Yeah.
Which was, I don't even understand why that happened.
I'm assuming the big boss was like, hey,
yeah,
you have to do
You
this.
need to do this.
I think,
Yeah.
Was he holding the family hostage? I can't remember.
I don't remember. The last scenes were very confusing because Jin-sung and his family, they got into a car accident. Yeah, they got into a car accident. We don't even know if they were alive at the end.
Right.
And then we see at the end that they are alive, but it was just very confusing. There's a lot happening. But yeah, so we didn't know if Sue was going to survive that stab wound. So when he comes up at the end, we're like, oh, okay, he made it. And then him and Young get reunited and they have their little romantic moment. But because of everything that had transpired before then, I was like, I can't do this. I'm happy that they're together. I'm happy Young is alive and she's healthy.
I understand.
And she has most of her vision.
Yeah.
And, you know, she seems happier. She seems lighter. But I was like, this was a wild ride. To say the least.
Yeah. I wouldn't say this is an unhappy ending, but it is a confusing ending.
Very confusing.
And it's done on purpose. Like, you could tell that they were like, we are going to make this pretty ambiguous.
Yeah.
And make sure the audience is left a little bit guessing as to the outcome. Does she have her vision? Oh, I think she does have her vision. Is he alive? Is he not alive? Is she dreaming? This looks really dreamlike. Oh, maybe she is actually seeing him here. The list goes on. Like, this sort of questioning the reality that you're presented.
Yep.
This doesn't happen in K-dramas anymore.
It doesn't. I appreciated how it all kind of came together very slowly, because it's like, okay, can she see? Okay, he's starting to come into focus. Okay, it looks like she can see. Oh, it's not a dream. Okay, she's actually looking at him. Oh, he's actually there.
Oh my
so
God.
It was really cool to see how it was unfolding slowly.
Blink twice if
your
you need
eyes.
help.
Yes. So it's like unfolding slowly before your eyes, which was fun, because I was like, okay, like, I'm not sure. And at the end, I was like, okay, cool. Like, that was a cool way to kind of reveal everything, but wild ride.
I don't think this would sit well with a lot of people. I think people would consider this punching down to disabled communities, maybe. There's so many choices that don't make sense, like the Jin-sung sidekick suddenly stabbing the male lead at the end of the show, and the Casino Royale thing that they had going on, that he had to win a poker game to win the money that he had owed the big boss. You know what? There's a level of, and I still have this feeling, a level of I'm washing my hands of this, and the same wow that I felt initially. Yeah. But I mean, we're done. We don't have to revisit this. A lot of people are probably not going to watch after hearing this review. But, you know, if you want to, like, have a seat. That's fine.
Yes.
We're getting the check as we speak.
Yes. When you said washing your hands, like, that describes perfectly how I felt when I finished the last episode and I said, good night. We're done here. I don't have to ever think about this again.
I don't think I've ever stood 10 toes down for this show. I've always brought it up as like an entertaining, can you freaking believe this happened type of thing. Yeah. And I'm glad that it happened. Yeah. I mean, obviously I don't condone the behavior. I don't was it entertaining? Yeah. I guess. Yeah. A lot of parts were, for sure. For sure. But I would posit that if you started recently watching K-dramas, that you're not going to make it through.
No. This isn't going to work for you. No. You have to be like in the game for a while and like be able to appreciate the makjang of it all. But yeah.
And there's some merit in it. Like we said, like there's types of characters that you don't see anymore.
Yeah.
Types of plots that you don't see anymore. But otherwise, it is unabashedly pretty foul.
Could have said it better myself. It's just foul. Like, and I usually love a chaotic good time, like, especially these older dramas. It's just like, I'm excited for the chaos. Yes.
There's something about it too. It's so cheap, right? The show is made so cheaply. They are constantly having big conversations in coffee shops.
Yeah.
They big things are happening in coffee shops. Parties are happening in coffee shops. The interiors of her room, his room, the house.
Yes.
That's a set. You know, that's cheap to produce.
Yes.
Again, K-dramas like to switch it up nowadays. They got that Netflix money. People see the Studio Dragon logo and they're like, oh, where are the effects?
Yep.
This is how K-dramas used to be.
Yeah. Oh man. I was ready for like the chaos and everything, but I was like, whew, yeah, I can't
and the
do
thing
this.
is, we experienced a faux-cest before with Autumn in My Heart.
Yes. And there's such a difference between that drama and this one. It's almost like Autumn in My Heart is like the reverse, right? Like they start off one way and then you're like, okay. So then by the time they're adults, it's not icky. You know what I'm saying? But it's like with this, it's like the whole show, y'all are supposed to be siblings.
He's trying to convince her desperately that they are blood related. She is grasping at straws, trying to convince herself that she has a brother who's not dead, who didn't abandon her. Yeah. Lots of questions for the mom, the biological mom, unanswered. But that's that. We have come to the end of That Winter the Wind Blows.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me on this journey. I am sorry for the journey, Nas, because you absolutely loathed the show. But you live and you learn. You learn and you learn.
No, it was still such a fun time talking about the show with you because you always bring lots of comedy and depth to the conversation. So
I don't know if I
love
the
way
depth.
I know. I love the way that the conversation went, though. But yeah, whew, man. An interesting journey.
Open a window. Jeez.
You're literally, I was just like, oh, can move on from that.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for having me. Very honored as always.
Thank you, Nas. Where can people find Swoon Diaries online?
Yes, you can find Swoon Diaries on Instagram at Swoon Diaries Pod. And you can also find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
Perfect. Well, that's been our show. I'm Jessica, and this has been the Daebak K-Rambles Podcast.